Being a pet is one of the worst pains that you can experience. The the ending, no matter how they passed away, it does not make it any better. No matter how sick they were, or no matter how happy they were, or how long they lived, or how shortly they lived, there is no perfect timing for our babies to pass. Nothing really helps the pain. Nothing really justifies the death, and the experiences are very similar yet so different. The way we all experience the pain, the way we all decide to express it and deal with it, and the way it shapes our perspectives, it's all different for everyone. Hello everyone, I am Deeksha and I work as a manifestation and mindset coach for women, and I have been doing this for quite a while. Also, I'm a mother to 3 kids, 1 cat, 2 dogs, and I recently lost one of my dogs. It's been a few weeks, it's been 2 weeks, and I just decided to come here and share what it's been like. Grief is very personal, grief is very different for everyone, but I wanted to share my experience and hope that it helps someone out there. Grief is very hard, and as much support as we can seek, as much relatability we can find, it helps. It does not heal, but it helps. That's my belief. And that's what I have decided to do. I've decided to share this with you all. And I'm very sorry if you are going through this. I'm so sorry that you lost your baby, and I know it's very hard. No amount of consolation can help you. No amount of telling you he's in a better place or she's in a better place is going to help you, and it's okay. Let it be. But we have to start somewhere, and this is where I have decided to start from, and sharing how I feel or how I'm dealing with it. Simba, my dog, the one I lost, was very young, and in the initial phase I felt like the people who have had their dogs for longer time period, they were luckier, and I would do anything to have that, and I felt like, oh, they should not be complaining because they had their dogs for so long. But eventually I have come to realize that no situation, no circumstance will make the death of your loved one, like someone you raised as a baby, seem fair. The grass is not greener anywhere because you literally lose the biggest piece of your heart. How could it be? There is no ideal situation to lose your baby, and I'm so sorry that you have to go through this again. It's terrible. It's literally terrible. It physically hurts. It's not just an emotional and mental thing. There are a few things that I've started doing, and I'll not say they're helping me with the grief, but they're helping me with life. So this is for Simbu, I guess. I am doing it for Simbu because grief is just a lot of love that you wanted to give and you couldn't. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread the love to others, or maybe you, I don't know. I am going to share 6 things that I'm doing, and I hope that something helps you out of this. The first thing that I have, and this may seem pretty obvious, is I don't stop myself from crying. And when I say this, I mean like the dirty, ugly crying. I cry myself to sleep every night, and I allow myself to have that time. Sometimes I scream in a pillow, sometimes I'm just sobbing, sometimes I'm crying and trying to speak to Simba. Whatever you're doing, don't feel guilty for crying. At one point, I started feeling guilty for crying because I felt like, oh my god, how long are you going to cry for? Cry for as long as you need, because you have lost the biggest piece of your life, and it's perfectly fine. Do not feel guilty. If you are someone who's feeling guilty for crying, or that you're taking too much emotional space, don't feel that. You have lost the biggest piece of your life. You have every freaking right to cry. You have every freaking right to complain. You have every freaking right to vent. Allow yourself that. Also, on the other hand, if you can't cry or if you're not able to cry, that's perfectly fine too. You don't have to. How much you cry is not equivalent to the love that you had for your baby. That does not show how much love you had. You know you had love. Your baby knew that he or she was loved. That's all that matters. It's between you two, and you don't owe that justification of your love to anyone by crying or by not crying, whatever. Does not matter. Do what suits you the best. The second thing that I have started doing is taking care of myself. Initially, I just lost the will to take care of myself. I didn't feel like eating good. I didn't feel like sleeping well. I didn't feel like taking care of my basic things, because I don't know, in some sense I felt like I owed it to Simba to show how much I love him, or to show him how much I miss him. But I have realized that no amount of misery that I put myself through is ever going to come close to the misery that I'm already living, that is not having my baby. Similarly goes for you. Please eat well. Please try to take care of your body as much as you can. I'm not saying start eating 5 meals a day, 2 snacks and 3 meals. No. But do the bare minimum. Do as much as possible for you. Otherwise, your body is just not going to be able to support you through this. And your baby would not want that. Your baby would not want to see you terrible. Right? Again, you are already living the worst misery of your life. Don't try to put yourself through more misery or suffering or whatever just to prove your love. It's enough already. Okay? So start taking care of yourself. Start from the most basic things, like maybe eating 2 meals a day if you're not able to eat at all. Maybe taking multiple naps a day if you're not able to sleep. Maybe trying to speak to your baby. Whatever helps you. Do the bare minimum, but start somewhere. Okay? That's something that you need to start doing eventually, because you're already emotionally, mentally disturbed. You don't want to physically also ruin your body. It will be out of control and you won't be able to take care of that. The third thing that I've started doing is I try to give my life as much routine, or my day as much routine as possible. It's not easy most of the time because you're crying or you're sitting there and thinking nonsense. But try to add as much routine as possible. And routine does not mean that, oh, at 9 a.m. I'll do this and 10 a.m. I'll do this and 11 no, don't do that. But have some sort of structure. I think structure would be a better word. Have some sort of structure in your life. So for example, you get up. If you're someone who loves to pray. If you are someone who wants to connect to your baby, the one you have lost, you can look at their picture, try to talk to them, connect with them emotionally. You have lost the baby, not the relationship. The love is still within you. The grief that you're experiencing is all the love that you wanted to give and you couldn't. So the relationship is just as intact and you can still connect with them. Speak to them, or tell them how your day is going. If you're someone who connects very well with this guy or something, that you can do. You pick what you want to do, but add some sort of routine. Then you decide that okay, you're going to have 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, or maybe 2 snacks a day and 1 meal a day, whatever you prefer. But find a routine. Maybe you'll go on a nice evening walk. Set something so that you know what you have to do. Repeated actions are sometimes easier to do because your body can literally do them on autopilot, and they're going to help you as well. So do the bare minimum again, but do something. Okay? The third thing that has really been helping me a lot is the fourth thing which has been helping me a lot is, again, not trying to make myself miserable. So if I'm having like some sort of joy, I have two other pets. So if I am finding some joy with them or in their company or in their presence, that does not mean I've forgotten my baby. That does not mean that I didn't love him enough. That just means that for a minute I was in the present moment, and in the present moment I was enjoying with my babies. That does not mean that the grief is any less, the pain is any less. It's just okay. I mean, you can't take all your smiles away from yourself. That's not how it will work, and that's not something your baby will want from you either. Remember that. Okay? So if you feel joy even for like a minute, don't feel guilty for feeling joy. Don't feel guilty for maybe wanting to eat something. Don't feel guilty for wanting to go out. Don't feel guilty for doing your regular stuff. Just because you're able to do certain things does not mean that you're not hurting enough. That's just wrong. That's not true, and you know it. You don't have to prove it to anyone else, like I said. The fifth thing that has been helping me a lot is I stopped trying to make my grief better. I stopped hoping that, oh my god, suddenly I'll not feel the pain anymore. Because I will, and it will always be like that. It's just that I learn how to carry it maybe more gracefully, how to carry it and still continue with my life. So what we are really trying to do here is how to go on with your life with the grief that you have and not recover from the grief. I don't know, I don't have enough experience, but I don't think the grief ever goes away. They were the biggest part of your life, and also it feels just to do that, you know, because when our babies were showering love on us, we took it all. But as soon as it came to the pain, we are rejecting it. That does not really make a lot of sense. And this is again not to say you should be miserable. This is just to say that whatever comes your way from that relationship, you should just take it. Just as gracefully. Just as lovingly. It's hard, yes. Your life has to move on, yes. But that does not mean that you have to completely deny yourself the pain, the grief. That is something I made my peace with, that the grief is probably never going to get better. I'm not going to feel better about not having my baby, but I do have to continue with my life, and that starts somewhere. That could start with simply just having 1 cup of tea, just for the sake of it, because I enjoy tea, not because of some other reason that I have to drink tea. Whatever that looks like for you, that you have to start making life better somewhere and make peace with the fact that your baby is not going to be here anymore. And live with that. Learn to live with that. Don't try to cover the grief. Learn to live with it. Learn to carry it. That's the lesson at least I am picking as of now. Again, I'm just sharing my experiences, and I'm just trying to share what I am doing and what is helping me. This may or may not work for you. This may or may not be applicable for you, but if it helps, I am happy about that. The last thing that I have decided to do, and this video is a part of it, is that I want to use all the energy which is currently there in the form of grief or pain to make something out of it. And to make something out of it does not mean that I'll create some 8th wonder of the world, no. But to do something simply means that this is the love, the grief is the love that I couldn't give to my baby. So I have to make something out of it. Not even as a memory, I don't know how to put it into words. But I want to use that grief to do something worthwhile. And the reason why I say this video is a part of it is, like I said, that grief again is love which needed to be given and it was not. So I'm just trying to pour my love into other things, other animals, other people, and this is my way of maybe, you know, building a community as well here. And this video is again a part of it. I am trying to send love to anyone who is going through the same. This may not be the most helpful video you come across, but this is my best shot at it. So use that energy to do something that makes you feel like you're using the energy in the right place. If that's something that works for you, it may or may not again work for you, but make the decisions at least. That's all. I think that's all I've got to say for today. And I hope you feel better soon. I hope you learn to live with the grief. I hope you give life another chance. I hope you give animals another chance, and I hope you give yourself another chance most of all. I hope this helped. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.